Hello and welcome to another Barb Stamps video. My video today is to kick off my Sweet Ice Cream Create Where You Are class to go for the month of February 2021. The class will include 8 cards with envelopes, all the pre-cut cardstock pieces that you will need to create the 8 cards with envelopes, plus this adorable Love You Always treat box will also be included. You will also receive half a pack of the Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper. There is a window sheet, a 6x6 window sheet also in this kit. The box, so that you can create this cute little thing. A package of Artistry Bloom sequins, a roll of our Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon, and a half a roll of our Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon. Now, the kit itself is $45, and this is what you will receive in the mail. If you need to add the Sweet Ice Cream Bundle to your order, you can via the link below this video. In fact, the kit link is below the video, and the adder to add this to your order is below the video. And then I have one more little adder for you. One of the cards in the class, I'm going to make it as a shaker card, but you could make it just with the window sheet and have the adorable ice cream cone behind it. But if you did want it to be an adorable shaker card with our Ice Cream Corner sprinkles, you would need to get our adhesive strips also. So I have this little adder kit here of the sprinkles and the adhesive strips for $17. Again, the links will be in the description below this video. All right, so my card for today's video is one of the cards that's included in the class, and we are going to be also using our Cinnamon Cider, Bermuda Bay, Terracotta Tile, and Blackberry Bliss ink pads, along with various stamps out of the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set. We'll be using the Artistry Bloom sequins, and I need my paper trimmer also. So here is my paper trimmer, and we are going to start with that. So to start with, I have a piece of Bermuda Bay, and this measures 8.5 by 4 1/4. And you're going to slide it into your trimmer to 4.5 inches. Get your cutting blade out of the way, and then we are going to score that, okay? Then you're going to scooch it over to the left to the 5.5 inch mark. You're going to score that again. Then you can flip out the arm on your trimmer. And we're going to slide that over to 7, and we're going to score that again. And then finally, we're going to slide it over to 8, and we're going to score that. So we have score lines at 4.5, 5.5, 7, and 8. You're also going to receive a 5 by 3 inch piece of paper in your kit, and you're going to need to slide that into your trimmer at 1/2 inch. You'll score that, and then you'll slide it over to 1.5 inches, and you'll score that. All right, and that's going to be the basis for our card. You're also going to need some Designer Series paper pieces. I have this pattern here with the fun popsicles. This one measures 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, and then the other piece measures 1 3/8 by 4 1/8. You're also going to need a piece for the back of the card, and this measures 4 by 4 1/4. And then we have a scrap for our popsicle, a 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch strip for our sentiment, a 2 5/8 by 3 1/8 layer of white, and a 2 3/4 by 3 1/4 inch layer of Daffodil Delight. You will find in the class, you get a PDF file that has links to all the videos. This is one of them. Plus all the written instructions and the dimensions for all the card pieces will be included in the emailed file that I will send out to you. Then your kit will come via the post office, and then you will have everything you need to create all the cards. All right, so to assemble this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fold on all the score lines. So she would fold on that score line and burnish it. Fold again and burnish it. And what I'm doing when I'm folding these is I'm making sure that they're lining up on the edges here before I burnish them, so that it'll fold up nicely together. Okay. Then we need to add this layer to the card. So I'm just going to grab my seal adhesive here, get that started. There we go. A little bit there and a little bit there. And we're going to put this, so this is how your card would be folding upwards. So you just want, this is basically what I'm calling the front of the card. Okay, so you're going to add your piece of Designer Series paper like that. And then you are going to add your adhesive on this little strip here. you're going to fold it over and then just press it into place. So this is basically, this is what you've done. You've just folded it over because that's going to create a super nice, perfect tunnel in your card. All right, and then we have this piece of the Designer Series paper that we need to attach. Need to get my seal going here. And then this is going to go on this little bottom flap here. There we go. So this is what we have so far. Then we have this layer here, and on this one, we're going to tie some ribbon around it. So I've got my Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon here, and we're just going to bring it from the back side, and we're going to wrap it around this largest, this center portion here, not largest, excuse me, but the center portion. And we're just going to tie it in a knot. And we want it to be tight, so just carefully do that. And we want it to be even so that it's and you're going to make 2 of these in the class. You'll have enough supplies to make 2. And then I'm just going to trim off the end here. And then we'll trim off this end too. Okay, and then you can kind of roll this to the center, wherever the center point is for you. All right, and then we're going to add some adhesive on the back side at the bottom, and then on the front. So what we have is we have adhesive up here on this little 1/2-inch flap here, and then we have adhesive down here at the bottom. And we're just going to center this. So this is being lined up so that it's even at the bottom of your card. And then we're going to fold this under, push everything flat, and then push that into place. All right, so then when you open it up, it's a card that will stand on a desk, which is very cool. It's kind of a 3D card, which is very fun. So we're going to set that aside while we work on our decorative pieces. So I have my piece of white here. All right, so we're going to bring in the terracotta tile ink, and then I've got the bottom of the popsicle here, so I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp it off one time, and then I'm going to bring it in and kind of angle it a little bit and have it kind of close to the bottom, like that. Then I'm going to bring in the top of the popsicle, and I'm going to stamp it off twice. And then I'm just going to come down and cover this. There we go. And then the final thing we'll do is we will add some sprinkles to the top of it. All right. Then I'm going to bring in my chamois, and we're going to clean this off because we're going to ink it up in another color. We're going to do this 2 times because we're going to use 3 different colors. And so the next color we need is going to be the Blackberry Bliss. So again, we're going to ink up the bottom piece, and we're going to stamp it off once, and then we're going to stamp it over here a little bit higher up and also angled. Okay, and then the top, we'll ink that up, stamp it off a couple of times, and we'll just place this over the top. There we go. And then I need to clean this. And then we're going to add some sprinkles to the top of that one also. All right, so we're going to clean our stamps one more time. All right, and we're going to bring in our little scrap here along with our Bermuda Bay ink, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to stamp this one, but we're going to stamp this one full strength. And then the top, we'll bring that in and we're going to stamp it off once. Okay. And then we'll just, you can see through this. You can see where you need to place it. Pretty handy. Whoops. There we go. I cleaned off my sprinkles, and we're going to add some sprinkles to that one also. Okay. So we're done with that. Well, we have our Blackberry Bliss ink out, we're going to use our sentiment and our little strip here. So we've got our 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch strip, and we're just going to stamp this little "You're So Cool" sentiment in the center. There we go. Now we just need to add some sticks to all of our popsicles. So I'm going to use cinnamon cider, and I'm going to start with the first ones that we did where we stamped off once. So I'm going to have my stick be a little lighter. There we go. And then of course on this one it's going to be full strength. There we go. And then this is like a little stick, what do you call it, like some detail for the stick. Just kind of adds a little 3D effect, a little more realistic looking, I guess. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to do is I am going to fussy cut this popsicle, so I'll speed up the video for that. Okay, so there we have our stamped piece there. So I'm going to attach this to my Daffodil Delight layer. Just run a couple strips of seal there, and we'll add this, and we're going to have a very small border. There we go. And then our popsicle, we are going to pop up on dimensionals. So I have a large dimensional, and then I have a mini, and then I have a little tiny strip off the edge of the minis because they have this nice border, and I just snip those out. So let me take the paper backings off of this. And then we're just going to add that right in the center. And then our little sentiment piece here, I'm going to flag the end. So I'm going to take a pair of snips, and I'm just going to come into the center. And then I'm going to come in from both sides to make that a nice little flagged end. And then I thought what I might do is I might make it look a little bit 3D. So I'm just going to kind of roll this with my bone folder that way. And then I'm going to kind of roll the center and then roll the end. So you can see how it's just a little bit, kind of a little bit of a flow to it, which is kind of fun. And so to add this, I'm going to add glue to this end here. And then this little bump right here. All right, and then we will just add this at the bottom. There we go. And then I thought we could decorate this a tiny bit with some of our fun Artistry Bloom sequins. And I like the yellow ones here. And I've got, I keep losing my lid off of my Take Your Pick tool. So I got this, my daughter got these little unicorn finger puppets from my brother for Christmas, and so I thought that would be the perfect thing to put on my lid, because that's a lot harder to lose than just the plastic lid. So yeah, we'll see how that works for me. All right, so we're going to pick up a few of these yellowy sequins. These things are so fun. They're so sparkly. I just love them. And we're just going to add them right here. And then the last thing we need to do is just bring in our fun fold here, and there we go. And then we can just add this to this layer here right in the center. There we go. And there we have our fun standing card. Now the back of this, we've got our 4 by 4 1/4 inch layer of white, and so that's just going to fit right on there very nicely. And so we're going to bring in a sentiment for this, and we're going to use the Happy Birthday sentiment, and we're going to bring the Blackberry Bliss back, and we're going to ink that up in the blackberry, and then I'm just going to stamp that. Well, maybe I need a little bit more ink. Not quite at the top, but close to the top. There we go. And then I thought we could throw a few of these little sprinkles that we used on the popsicles on the front, and we could just add a few of those kind of randomly around the card for a little bit of interest there. And then we can just bring our card in, And we'll just add some seal to that. And center this onto the back. And there we go. And there's a nice little place to write the message. So we have the card that'll stand up for us. Fun. And then the last thing I wanted to do was decorate my envelope. So I've taken a 2.5 by 6 inch piece of the Designer Series paper. I took the one that had the sprinkles on it because I thought that was pretty cute. And I'm going to be using some liquid glue, and I'm just going to put a very thin bead of liquid glue around this envelope flap. I don't want a ton of glue. And then I'm just going to butt this up to the spot where the envelope actually folds. There we go. And then I will just snip off the excess here. There we go. And then we have a adorable card. It'll fit right in an envelope because the base of the card is just the same size as a regular card. But then when the person brings it out, they can stand it up on their desk and they can just have a super fun, kind of a fun fold card there. So thanks so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you'd enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel down here in the corner. And don't forget you can purchase my class to go along with my extra adders right below the description of the video.